Okay, what I am saying is, this is the record which is already available. Again, I am loading this record. Again, I am loading this record. In the DSO, what will happen? It will override. It will override because the ODS has override functionality. Okay, but in the info cube, if you try to load, it will load the same record. In the report level, when you generate the report, what you will get? In this case, the report will be 20. This will be your report. Whereas, in this case, what will be my report? This is my report. When I generate the report, this will be my report. Okay, so that is about your info cube. And coming to the info cube types of info cube. Types of info cube. Okay, basic info cube, transactional info cube, okay, or this is also known as a transaction info cube, real-time info cube, okay, virtual info cube, and remote cube. Okay, remote cube. I will remove this one. Okay, basic info cube, transactional info cube, real-time info cube, and remote cube. Basic cube is nothing but the one what we have discussed now. Transactional info cube. What is the purpose of transactional DSO?
For planning purpose, to load data directly.
Right. Yes, in the same way, transactional info cube is also used for your planning data. If you want to save the data in the info cube, the planning data, then we use this info cube. Okay. Then real-time info cube means suppose I have a source. Okay, and this is my BW system. Within the BW system, I have info cube. Okay, this is my BW system. In real-time environment, we have to load the data from source system to your BW system. Okay, and in the real time you'll be loading hundreds of info cube and the DSOs. Okay, fine. That means the data what we have in your SAP BW system is always 1 day delay data. Means if I generate the report, that means the data will be yesterday's data. That's fine. Why? Because the main purpose of your BW system is to perform the analysis, and analysis will be done on historical data. Analysis can be done on your historical data. That means I will be having the data for 10 years, 5 years. Based on your reporting requirement, we'll be storing the data for so many years in the BW system. Okay, if we lose 1 day record, that's fine. If we lose 1 day record, that's fine. Okay, if we lose 1 day record data, that's fine, because out of thousands of records, if you don't have one record, then it doesn't matter. Okay, then it doesn't matter, because this is you are doing the analysis based on your historical data. So in real time in BW system, the data will be 1 day delay data, because we'll start the load when the business is not running. That means in the evening times, in the night times, we'll start data loading it, and we'll make sure that for the next day morning by 8 o'clock, whenever the office opens, right, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, we make sure that all the data from your ECC system to your BW system will be loaded successfully. That is the support work of the BW consultant. That is the support work for the BW consultant. Means the data what you have within the BW system is always 1 day delay data. 1 day delay data. Clear? Clear?
Yes, sir. So what happened if can we generate the report on DS4, sir?
Yes, we can also generate the data on DSO. Why not? Why did you get that out? This is a reportable component, right?
Okay. No, sir, this InfoCube, real-time InfoCube, as you just said, we can like
I'm
it's
not yet finished.
transactional DSO, right, sir?
No, I'm not yet finished regarding the real-time info queue.
Okay.
To understand is the main purpose of your BW system is to generate the reports based on your historical data. Means even if that means real-timely, 90% of your data will be reportable for your 1 day delay data. But there will be cases where the client says, boss, I need up-to-date information. Means once we perform the posting in your ECC system, the same data I want to be in the report. The same data I want into the report. In that case, we use this real info cube in concept. Real-time info cube means what means the data is not physically stored here. That is part of the remote cube. What do you understand with the term remote cube? Means the real-time info cube means remote cube means the data is not physically stored in the BW system. When I generate the report on this cube, when I generate the report on this info cube, at that point of time, the data will be extracted from the source system. At that point of time, the data will be extracted from the source system. Okay. The real-time info cube is it is just a remote cube is just a structure. It is just a structure. It doesn't hold any data physically. It doesn't hold any data physically. Whenever we generate a report on this info cube, whenever we generate a report on this info cube, at that point of time, the data will be extracted from the source system. At that point of time, the data will be extracted to the source system. But there is a drawback for this and also the limitation. The limitation is you cannot report for large amount of data. It is not suggestible. Why? Because whenever you are doing the large amount of data, that means you have to extract at that point of time from the source system, right? So that is very time consuming. The reporting performance will be very bad in this case. So that is the reason it is not at all suggestible to do the real time data for the large amount of data. Okay, real-time reporting for the large amount of data. Only the small amount of data is suggestible for the real-time info cube. Okay, so that is the limitation. The advantage is you will get up-to-date, current and up-to-date information. There is current and up-to-date information. So that is about your remote cube. Remote cube is nothing but the structure is only created within the BW system. Whenever we execute a report on this info cube, at that point of time, the data is extracted from the source system. At that point of time, the data is extracted from the source system. Okay, guys, clear?
So in this case, we have to load the data from the source system to directly into the cube, sir.
Which case you're talking about?
Up-to-date real-time info cube, sir.
No. Real-time info cube, it doesn't store any data physically.
Okay.
Just I'm creating a structure here, and when I generate the report from within the BW system, and there will be a connection. Obviously, there will be a connection between cube to your source. Okay. Whenever I execute a report on this cube, at that point of time, the data is extracted.
Okay.
Okay, so that is about your info cube types. Okay,